Every day is great at your Juness. Hello everyone, and good lord, I am tired. I am in my pajamas, wearing one of my new shorts, and relaxing with my Naruto fan. Yay! Okay. Here's something interesting. As you can probably tell from the title, Dark Souls 2. Namco Bandai had a booth, and I did not even think or expect Dark Souls 2 to be playable there. Playable, and I was like, I have to get in this line. I have to. And I would have loved to get footage, but at the time my camcorder had ran out of battery power. I had like recorded 40 minutes of shit on the floor away, so I only ran out about battery life on this. Oh, good lord. And good lord for this fan. It helped keep a lot of sweat on my face. It got really humid after a lot of rain today. But Dark Souls 2. I did get to play it for a short amount of time. Tomorrow I definitely want to play it some more. Oh, man, I'm tired. Really exhausted from going, like, literally walking around everywhere at Comic-Con, but, you know, later views. Anyway, Dark Souls. I'm sorry, I have to lay down. I know. It was really, I did get to watch several of the people up in front of me go and play it, so I got to kind of see the level a little. Basically, I recognize it from like the, you know, footage and shit they've shown so far, like online and stuff. So it's the Tokyo Game Show demo, so it's not the online beta build, because you can't access the equipment menu. It just brings up a games menu bar, and that so I can't look at the equipment or stats or anything of the characters, which is really disappointing, to be honest. But basically, you start off on a floor that's just a room, and it has a ladder going down. I got to be the mage class, which is what I wanted to do. I'm assuming in the game menu. I'm going to try again tomorrow, like I said. I'm assuming somewhere in the game menu you can, like, because I saw somebody on the menu with the different classes. But I got to be the mage, and that was awesome. There was a shitload of spells on him, and I'm going to assume that was just so you could try out a bunch of spells. So I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be a more heavier limitation. He yielded a sword, a shield, and nothing in his offhand for his shield. It was empty. He does have a very long scepter-like weapon for his wand. Now, there were 2 fireball spells. So, apparently, as a lot of people have been talking about, apparently pyromancing is no longer its own thing in Dark Souls 2 for some reason. Which is odd, considering that it's supposed to be a lost form of magic that wildly went out of control on its own, basically, through chaos. But, I did get to try some of the spells. They're pretty powerful, and that was probably getting the show off, and probably helped me. I got to kill 5 enemies. I was taking it pretty cautious and slow, and I think that's basically why I didn't get to play for a horrible amount of time. I basically spent a little while in the room seeing. I could not make the character jump. Has anyone, I don't know if anyone who's already tried the demo, or maybe if you did the online beta, which I sadly didn't get, but you know, I was going to New York the day before they were giving the codes out, and I did check my PSN before I left, and sadly, they had canceled the original date of releasing them and pushed it back to late, like really late at night. So I basically had no chance to, because I was all the way on the road to go towards the airport, and then so that pretty much screwed that up. So hopefully the next on the, I think the 22nd, I'll hopefully be able to get a chance to get into that online beta. That would be really exciting to do. But I'm gonna try to do some more of this demo. What's really interesting is, like, in Demon Souls and Dark Souls, I really found it more interesting in Dark Souls personally, because like I kind of liked the Demon Sage's staff to a certain extent, because its melee attack could induce fire, and early in the game that could actually have several uses, but once you do several new game pluses, it's not efficient for anything really, because the damage is even insanely low, and you can't really upgrade the Demon Sage staff if I remember correctly. So, but interestingly, there is no melee hit with like the wand, which in Demon Souls and Dark Souls would be activated with the heavy button. Instead, it actually casts magic, and I'm not sure. I didn't get to test it out enough. I'm not sure if it's casting like a completely different version of the spell, or it's a heavy version of the spell, and I didn't get to notice if it because once I tried it, it was basically when the lady was like, you need to get off. So I am going to try and take some time to try it out a few times, try some more things. Combat and visually, like, okay, let's first. Visually, it is just fucking amazing. Like, I thought like Dark Souls was a step up in some good mechanics. It had some new improvements, and it had a few disadvantages. I really think, like, when it comes to the visual is just a huge leap. If they don't get any of the slowdowns like that were in Blighttown, in Dark Souls, and inside the Great Swamp area, there was an area somewhere in the Great Swamp that also had a slowdown in Demon Souls. I can't remember where it was. I think it was in the Great Swamp. I know there was somewhere that had a similar problem like Blighttown in Demon Souls, but if it doesn't have any of that, it just looks awesome. Like, I know it's always been talked to death, but it's such a different experience, literally seeing it on the TV in front of you and being in control of it. The cloth effect and everything of your armor and shit just looks amazing. Like, there's this one class that just has toddled up fucking armor, like a cloth top. It's just all wigged and wet, and it's just so amazing how it breezes around in that. Now, the combat is definitely a lot more interesting. Backstabbing is more difficult. Most of the enemies I didn't have too much trouble. The big total things that look like they're from Final Fantasy XI, I did not have a chance to backstab. They are actually a lot more difficult. The regular knights that are playing dead, they're not really that hard to backstab. I found it pretty easy, especially the halberd ones. Wait for them to do like a upward, where they pull the halberd back to swing straight forward. Just time it while it roll around, and but I do want to try like strafing around, because they're supposed to have good better tracking, and my friend Tanner actually commented when I was fighting the big turtle thing, because he saw how it tracked around me when it went to attack and stuff, and I told him that that was supposed to be one of the big improvements to the AI and the enemies in that, and I do want to mess around with that. I want to mess around with stuff in that. I sadly, when I had to stop, was at the doorway by the torch that led into the dark room. I got to kill a undead guy that was in the torched room, and lull a total and another undead guy out, and killed them by the torch, and that's when I had to give it up. And then a guy would then carry my character only to get mortared inside. I did get to mess with the torch before. I made sure I knew how the torch would work before I went down the stairs. There was no way I was going to just blindly run down there. The torch goes, as far as I can tell, it will always go in your offhand. So there was no option to really switch it with my sword. If you switch with your shield, like many have always said, you discard it. It does not go into that slot or anything. You just throw it away. Now, you can block with it, but I haven't got hit by it, but I would assume it would do virtually almost no... Like, it probably has a little, but it probably does almost nothing. It does have a heavy attack, so I would... And I hit the wall, so it left fire effects, so I'm pretty sure that could be useful against shit that's weak against fire. Now, that dark room is where I want to explore more in, because I remember a lot of the trailers and people being mortared and killed there, so it would definitely get interesting to get in there and explore. I definitely think the magic user has a better chance. I saw one guy who went in, he got 2 total guys and 2 undead dudes in that dark room, and they just fucking ganged up and butchered him. It was, oh man. I wonder, I'm not 100% sure, but I wonder if this is the demo where you could actually get to the Mirror Knight boss. I'm actually kind of curious about that, because that would be awesome. I don't know if because they're not giving you intensely long play sessions, so I don't know if I could. I'm thinking maybe if I get there like really early tomorrow, maybe I could try to play a whole bunch maybe real quick, but then again, there's probably other people who just as eager to play it, so. They did have 3 lines, but then something was wrong with the third one, so it basically went to 2 lines, and the third one kept going up and down. I didn't know when I first got there, so the third one had turned on, so that was a new line, so I went there. Guy played some, went off, and then I was like, okay, I went back to the other line and it turned back on. And I'm like, nah, I always saw what happened because the lady said it was having problems all day, so it just kept going on and off that. So that wouldn't have been fun at all to play and then just get kicked off who knows what random amount of time. So I did get to mess with a lot of items. Green Blossoms are actually still in the game. You do have a variety of weird items that are all new except for Green Blossoms and Esca Flasks. I only got to try the little life things. They healed really fast. I'm assuming that's probably for the demo's sake because I never reading these little life stone things you get. They're supposed to regenerate your health slowly. And they gave me a shitload of health, so I'm assuming that was modified for the demo, because I didn't even have to touch my Escas at all. But it does have a bit of an animation, kind of like using humanity, but it's not as slow. But it's not like Esca was a... So it kind of does have a whisk thing, but I was using them basically in between fights. I did obviously get hit a few times because, I got hit openly by accident because I am used to having something in my offhand, and I guess just I accidentally just thought I had something to use there, and I just like, oh, damn it. The shield the mage user has is not 100% block, and I'm pretty sure probably none of the classes, except for maybe the knight, has a possibility of having 100% block shield. It looks really nice, but it's like this giant metal frame with all kinds of designs inside it and holes. So, like, it's like this just giant outlining pattern that's not one solid sheet of metal. So it has like a really nice pattern, but obviously it would make sense why you could get hit through it. So obviously blocking the killer I was, considering he was a mage, had a shitload of HP and stamina. Again, I would assume these were just aspects for the demo. A lot of people like Marcus have basically gave their opinion on the same thing. I think the online beta will probably have a lot more accurate item usage. They probably used the demo to help tweak a little, but probably overall they will probably be generous to the casual market. I think the beta will be more interesting to see if the items function the same amount with the demo. Because if they do, then that would actually be a little bit surprising, because I would assume obviously the people who want in the beta are either the fans or people who want to cover it. And it's not, out in the open in this giant, everyone can get in a line kind of thing. So I would assume they wouldn't be as worried about that. Aside from that, it looks amazing. The interface of what you can interact with your menu, your equipment down in the bar and such, it like has so much nice flames, environmental effects, and like the souls, like how when you kill something you get souls, but now like a giant energy ball, it's like, ooh, it's like they have just up tons of the quality, like freaking major amounts. It's huge amounts of more quality. It looks amazing, to be honest. It only made me want to play it even more, which was sad because I couldn't get. I mean, you can get back in line, but it's kind of hard to keep a progression when you're handing it off to people and watching them just die and shit. I did get to meet two other guys in the lines that were that seemed like the only real Soul fans. Like everyone else seemed kind of unfamiliar with it, just kind of like, ooh, I won't blame them. It looks amazing, and it's a PS3 version. They were all PS3 controllers. As far as I could tell, there were no 360 versions of the game. It looks amazing, and considering you got all these people saying, oh, the PS3 and 360 are fucking outdated, they can't fucking handle shit. And then, of course, people are saying that about the PS4 and Xbox One already, which that's just a whole new subject. This is why I don't give a crap about graphics to begin with, because I mean, all way, there's just all these people bitching about the PS4 and Xbox One not meeting higher graphics shit now, and they're not even out yet. So, but, yeah, I'm really excited. I definitely want to play some more, and hopefully I'll have some, maybe more stuff to kind of tack on this, or a part 2 or something, because I want to test out some things. I want to actually, like, try to get hit, try some different moves, try to give some ideas in that, so, pretty much, yeah. And I'll check some other things. They also had a playable version of The Legend of Zelda. What was it? Where was that Nintendo thing I had here? What was A Link Between Worlds? That was A Link Between Worlds, which is supposed to be a spiritual sequel. Well, actually, it's supposed to be actual legitimate sequel to A Link to the Past. That actually looks. I haven't been Zelda too much for a while. That actually looks really good, so I think I'll definitely want to try and see if I can play a little of that too. Keep in mind though, this stuff's all demos and that. you know, it's kind of a full suppressions, but it's you know, that's demo stuff, you know, things that can change in that. And I really hope those healing items in Dark Souls 2's demo aren't that powerful, because that, they see, as far as I can tell, they seem like it refills. It's not an instant thing, but it's a lot faster than I would think it would be. So, but we have faith for the final product. Then, I think that's about it. I think it's about time for me to get sleep, because I got obviously to get back up, all the way, take a shower, get something to eat, and gotta head to the train station, get back down to Penn Station, the city, to go to Comic-Con tomorrow. So I hope everyone has a nice day at Junes. Actually, I have to see if I can return the short, because it has a hole in the arm part. Like, if I can show it, it's probably kind of hard to see, because it was right there, there's a hole there. I was so disappointed, because I was like, oh, I should totally wear the short during this. And I was like, oh. And I really liked this short. So, and it was $20. Ooh, excuse me. It was $20 for the short. So, I mean, I don't want to, like, get cash. I just, you know, wanted to get a new short. I don't know the odds of that, which is a shame. Hopefully they will let me, though. So, I hope. Anyway, I think that's it. Everyone have a nice day. And hopefully I'll have more about Dark Souls 2 and maybe some other stuff. Tomorrow should be interesting, because the Cradle of Tales, the Tales series, is going to be here tomorrow. And I kind of wish I knew that, because I would have bought like Tales of Fantasia on Game Boy Advance. I'd rather have a Super Nintendo version, but I don't own that version. I'd get something like that from the sign or something, but I think I'll look around the convention, and if I can, I might get another signature, and I might, you know, give that out. Anyway, yeah, I'll call that a video, and yeah, more stuff to come, so keep tuned, stay tuned, everyone. Have a great day at Junes. Every day is great at Comic-Con.